And today I'm just going to be officially updating you on a bit more transfer rumours now, guys. So reportedly now I'm going to have a few discussions, about Chelsea Football Club, because obviously Chelsea back in August did spend around just over £100 million. They got Danny Drinkwater right at the end of the deadline day. They got Rodger in defence. They got Morata in for £70 million as well. But Conte, he basically wasn't satisfied with Chelsea's lack of investment in the August window, and he's still basically looking for someone on the left-hand side. He wants to adjust that left-hand side a bit more, and he wants someone to partner up with Alvaro Morata as well. He wants a strong partnership up front with Alvaro Morata, and still is in search for a midfielder as well as Conte, at Chelsea, because obviously Conte, wants to, be in the same class. He wants to be up there, with Manchester City and Manchester United, does Conte. This is why he wants to try and get some reinforcements, into his side, because I think Chelsea are sitting third in the Premier League. I think a couple of points behind Manchester United. But reportedly, Chelsea missed out on quite a few targets, back in the August window. But reportedly, one of their main priority targets, during the August window was Alex Sandro, the current Juventus left back. Because obviously Chelsea, have been playing Marco Alonso a lot this season at that left back position. But the Chelsea and Conte are in search for another left back. And Alex Sandro's been mentioned that reportedly Chelsea have been given a huge boost to go for the player in January, because he could be available in January, because Alex Sandro at Juventus has basically made it clear that he does not want he wants to quit Juventus. He does want to quit Juventus and he wants to leave. He's made this clear, and I think Juventus have been in the process of trying to secure him a new deal with Juventus. Reportedly, he's turned this deal down as Alex Sandro. In the current process, he has turned this deal down. Reportedly, Chelsea put 50 million in back in August for him. Chelsea put 60. I think Chelsea put 60 million in as well. I think Chelsea had two bids, turned down, from Juventus back in the August window. But we know Juventus have lost quite a few key players over the years. This is why basically Juventus were reluctant and were resisted, to offload the player. But I think Juventus did have a price tag out of around £80 million for Alex Sandro back in August, but Chelsea weren't prepared to pay up to £80 million, but I think they were prepared to pay between £50 and £60 million. Obviously, Juventus rate him as a £50 million defender, but he's a very, very good left-back. He's strong, he's quick, he's energetic, he's he's an offensive defender, he's quick on the ball, he's good at holding onto the ball, very, very strong tackler. His work rate, his contribution, is absolutely phenomenal. I think, Conte thinks he would fit, the Chelsea agenda very, very well. Alex Sandro, and it would be good to see him experience the Premier League, as he's never been in the Premier League as the player. He used to, he was at Las Santos. He's been at Porto. He had 4 fantastic years there at Porto. He actually played alongside Danilo, during his time with Porto. And now he's at Juventus, and this is his 3rd season now with Juventus. In his first 2 seasons, with Juventus, he won the domestic double with them as well. Alex Sandro. So Chelsea have had the very bit of good news about that. So Chelsea could make a move for him in January as well. And Chelsea have got other key targets. It come out in the press the other day. Ross Barkley. Reportedly, Sam Allardyce have just took charge of Everton. Who obviously spent a lot of money in August. Wayne Rooney's been informed them lately. Reportedly, Sam Allardyce had reportedly admitted that Ross Barkley reportedly has agreed a move away from Everton, because he nearly actually agreed a move to Chelsea. Near the deadline, back in August, near the end, he literally agreed a move to Chelsea, and he'd actually had a medical, but Ross Barkley pulled out of this, so a move never materialised. Ross Barkley's injured. I think he's injured until January. With Everton as well. But he said Chelsea had agreed a fee of around £35 million for Ross Barkley, but in the process it never materialised, as Ross Barkley pulled himself out of the move. Everton had been in the process of trying to secure Barkley a new deal, because he's been there the majority of Ross Barkley's been at Everton, the majority of his career. He's been there since he was 11 years old. We know he's been on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, and he's been on loan at Leeds United as well as Ross Barkley. But he ended up staying at Everton, but he did not sign a new deal. But I think he could go in January. There were Tottenham interested in him as well. There's Chelsea that's been heavily linked with him as well. So Chelsea could potentially go for him in the January window as well. But for Everton, he's made about 151 appearances, scored 21 goals. He was very, very good last season. He created a lot of chances. He was very, very clinical last season. He created a lot of opportunities in that midfield. Did Ross Barkley as well. But as I said, a very, very good player for having made his debut against Queen's Park Rangers. Scored his first goal against Norwich and scored his first FA Cup goal against Queen's Park Rangers as well. Did Ross Barkley, but that's potentially been another Chelsea target as well. But we know Chelsea missed out on the likes of Lukaku, they missed out on Llorente. It says in the press they've been interested in Christian Benteke, who's also another player that's injured as well. For Crystal Palace, Chelsea have also been interested in him. They've identified quite a few targets of Chelsea. Icardi's been mentioned in the press as well. The Chelsea, are looking to adjust the left back. They're looking to get someone in midfield, and Conte wants someone to partner up with Alvaro Morata up front as well, because it tells Chelsea, there has been talks of Hazard, going. I think Chelsea in the process of trying to secure him a new deal. There's been talks about maybe Courtois going. Real Madrid have been linked to Hazard and Courtois as well, so they could presumably go if they don't sign new deals with Chelsea as well. And yeah, so basically that's about it. And also Aubameyang now has been mentioned in the press as well from Borussia Dortmund. Reportedly, Borussia Dortmund are beginning to lose patience with Patrick Emerick Aubameyang. He's very clinical, very good in the air. He's a very, very good efficient finisher. He's Patrick Emerick Aubameyang. This is his 5th season now with Borussia Dortmund, because Borussia Dortmund, paid £15 million for him in 2013, so they will gain a huge profit, if they do actually offload him off. I think Borussia Dortmund are recommending that they want between 60 million pound for the player. But I think Patrick Emerick Aubameyang is desperate to leave. I think he's admitted that he does want to leave Borussia Dortmund as well, does the player. But Chelsea have been linked to him as well, so could he presumably, make a move to the Premier League? Aubameyang, as I said, he signed a 5-year contract back in 2013. But look, his speed is absolutely tremendous. Look, he did 30 metres in 13.7 seconds. He made his international debut in 2009. Before, he was voted the 8th best player in the world was Aubameyang. And, he's been the top scorer for Borussia Dortmund for the last 2-3 years now. He got 31 goals last season. I think he's got 19 in all competitions this season. As Aubameyang as well. He's also, won Borussia Dortmund Player of the Season. Provided a lot of assists as well. African Football of the Year. Best African Player as well. And just a very, very good player. But also Chelsea not on in the race. Liverpool have also been in the race. He said Liverpool could make a move for Aubameyang if Daniel Sturridge is to leave. Reportedly, he's been linked to the move to AC Milan. Reportedly, there has been talks about that, the Englishman. Then it said Liverpool make move, because obviously Klopp used to work with Aubameyang, so basically Klopp's looking to reunite with Patrick Emerick Aubameyang, because Klopp used to work with Aubameyang at Borussia Dortmund as well. So presumably, Aubameyang does want to leave, so that'll be good news for Chelsea. Sandro wants to leave Juventus as well, as he has confirmed. So Chelsea could get the pursuit of them 2 players. Indeed. So we will see what happens about that. So basically, as he updated to you earlier on in the press, what I said about what's his name now. I said about Milkovic Savic from Lazio, the current player. Reportedly, Manchester United have been monitoring and keeping an eye on the player. Reportedly, Manchester United have showed an interest in the player, and reportedly Manchester United were scouting Man United were scouting Milkovic Savic from Lazio. He's a midfielder, can play as an attacking mid. I think he can also operate as a defensive mid as well. He does look an exciting prospect, to be quite fair. Man United have been scouting him during Lazio's 2-1 win at San Pandora, reportedly. I don't think Lazio want to offload him. Reportedly, he could be available for around 80. What would price tag? Around £80 million, £80 million or something like that, or £88 million Lazio would want for the player. I think that's their price tag, is £88 million for the player as well. And, Lazio bought him from Genk in 2015 for just over £3 million, so they would, make a huge profit if they were to offload him. But he is a very, very good player, of what I've seen him, and proudly Jose Mourinho, He's also tall as well, which is beneficial. I think he would complement our midfield, especially alongside Paul Pogba as well. But reportedly, Manchester United have showed an interest in the player because obviously Jose Mourinho's now identifying him as a good replacement, for Marian Fellaini. But he did basically say we have to sell before we can buy in the current process. We've got to sell before we can buy, as it said. And also, we spent 300 million free transfer windows. Jose Mourinho's got a 3-year contract with the club. But earlier the other day, it said Jose Mourinho told the board to go on and sign Leon Goretzka. He's another player that's on Manchester United's agenda. As we know, Danny Rose is on Manchester United's agenda, and Mourinho's had discussions with Ed Woodward basically about the January plans. Reportedly, Ed Woodward is prepared to give Jose Mourinho £80 million to spend in the January window as well. But he did say Jose Mourinho, had identified 4 left-footed players as well. But talking about what's his name, Savage, reportedly Manchester United have showed an interest in the Lazio player as well. He's also won FIFA Under-20 World Cup, the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, and the UEFA Under-19 Championship as well as the player. So he's done very, very well in the Serie A as the player. And reportedly, Jose Mourinho's actually identifying him as a replacement for Marian Fellaini, because we know Fellaini's coming to an end of his deal at Old Trafford. As we all know, coming to an end of his deal in the summer. He has refused to sign a new deal as Marian Fellaini. To be quite fair, Fellaini's and Jose Mourinho's relationship's good, and Jose Mourinho is desperate, basically, that Marian Fellaini, signs a new deal at Old Trafford. He has not yet done this. Reportedly, he's been demanding a high wage increase. I think he wants around £170,000 a week. He is now on £120,000 a week. Fellaini, we're purchasing from Everton for £27 million. This is his 5th season with Manchester United. He's made about 144 appearances in the Premier League, for Manchester United as Marian Fellaini. And before his injury this season, he was fantastic, to be, quite fair. And he, considering his age as well, he is aging up now. He's Marian Fellaini as well. He is aging up. But Jose Mourinho had blocked him making the move to Galatasaray back in August, because obviously, Jose Mourinho's a big admirer of the player. He does want to keep Marian Fellaini. But Jose Mourinho's concerned that we could lose him on a free transfer in the summer, and that actually, could potentially happen, because we're not prepared to cash in for him in January, so we could lose him. So obviously, Jose Mourinho's identifying replacements for, the likes of Fellaini. We've got Carrick, that's won every single domestic cup. He's been at the club over a decade, and he's suffering from heart problems now, but he's been the flourish of Manchester United, Michael Carrick, and he's coming to an end of his career. We've seen, Mkhitaryan, he's another player, who hasn't been in great form lately. Jose Mourinho has not been selecting him at all, due to his recent bad form. So obviously Jose Mourinho's identifying replacements, because it's basically said, we have to sell before we can buy. And this had already been confirmed a couple of weeks ago in the press as well. And Leon Goretzka's been mentioned. He's another potential player, Leon Goretzka, the Schalke player. He's also, another player, that's coming to an end of his deal with Schalke. Leon Goretzka has been linked with Bayern Munich. He's been linked to the likes of Arsenal as well as Leon Goretzka as well. He's mentioned Liverpool. Liverpool have also been interested in Leon Goretzka as well. But he did confirm that Leon Goretzka did say he will decide on his future in the January transfer window, did Leon Goretzka. So this is what basically, Leon Goretzka had confirmed. And the directors said basically he wants Leon Goretzka to stay. Reportedly, actually, Schalke have offered him a new deal, but he's reportedly, turned this down. So he could actually make the move. And I think these teams that are interested in prepared to have discussions, with with Leon Goretzka's representatives. But he does look a good, young upcoming player, and he does look a fantastic prospect as well. Does the play skillful, good in the air, good at driving forward. Can play as defensive mid, can play on each wing as well. Can Leon Goretzka, this is his 5th season with Schalke. As I said, Schalke only paid £3 or £4 million for the player, signed a 5-year professional deal, and he's been fantastic since, he's been at Schalke. He's been fantastic in the Bundesliga. He's joint top scorer in the Confederation Cup for Germany as well in 2017. And he's also, risen up the ranks, with the Schalke reserve team as well, as the current player. So basically, he does look an exciting prospect as well, does Leon Goretzka. He also, was at Bochum for a lot of years where he risen up the youth system and made his professional debut in 2012 as well, Leon Goretzka. But very, very good player. I think he complement our midfield with Pogba and Matic and that for definite. So I'd feel the same about Milkovic Savic. I'd feel the same as well. So, but Jose Mourinho's got a lot of players on his radar. So. And we know potentially, Mesut Ozil's another potential player that we're heavily linked to. I'd like him at Manchester United, because Jose Mourinho classifies Mesut Ozil, as a fantastic number 10. Obviously, Jose Mourinho's past experience, with working with Mesut Ozil at Real Madrid as well. Mesut Ozil's another player that's coming to an end of his deal as well. Man United and Barcelona are heavily linked with him. Ozil will be fantastic for Manchester United, and he's got experience of being in Germany in the Bundesliga for 5 years as well. And he did confirm actually the other day that he put Arsenal fans into a bit of a frenzy. There was stuff that would put out on social media saying that Mesut Ozil does want to stay at Arsenal, and potentially he could still sign a new contract and a new deal with Arsenal, because reportedly the contract talks are stalled as far as I know. Arsenal are nowhere near in the process of securing him a new deal with the club, and reportedly he's been demanding a high wage increase of over £300,000, something like that, as Ozil from Arsenal. He's also demanded this from Barcelona if he goes to Barcelona, or probably, and even Manchester United if he comes to Manchester United. But reportedly we've actually been advised to actually let him run out his contract, his current contract, if he doesn't sign a new one, and go on and get him on a free transfer next summer. But that would mean, Arsenal taking a financial risk, because if they are to go, they'd rather cash in rather than let him go on a free next summer. But basically, he did confirm the other week in the press that Ozil had been given permission, to leave Arsenal, in the January window, and he could be available for around £20-30 million. Wenger has basically said though that Ozil and Sanchez, that are both contender deals with Arsenal, will not be sold in the January window. But Arsenal have got Jack Wilshere contender deals there. There's been talks that Theo Walcott could leave Arsenal, as Everton and Southampton linked with him as well. Maybe even Giroud as well, because obviously now at this moment his World Cup chances are in jeopardy. So Arsenal, could potentially lose quite a few more players as well, as they did back in August as well, and one of them was obviously Oxley and Chamberlain as well. But it confirmed, reports stemmed from Spain the other day, that reportedly Ozil had agreed to actually join Barcelona. He said he had agreed a contract to join Barcelona, and it says Ozil's agent had been in discussion with Barcelona, but Wenger said clearly that Ozil has not agreed to join Barcelona, and this is basically what it said in the press. I think Messi said he'd rather have Coutinho at Barcelona than Ozil, because obviously that's Barcelona's main target, as I've said. But obviously Barcelona are weighing up other options in case they fail with Philippe Coutinho, in January. But Ozil's got a record of assists, especially since he's been in the Premier League. Very, very good. Also very, very good at creating chances, and I think he'd look good in the Manchester United team, to be quite fair. He's made over 100 appearances, for Arsenal now. And as I said, he said he wants to play in the Champions League one day. And this is first time in 2 decades, that Arsenal have not got this as well. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, as I'm saying, Jose Mourinho's also, weighing options, at the fullback position. And as I said, he's looked at quite a few fullbacks. But I think, if Luke Shaw and Darwin are to leave Old Trafford, that Danny Rose is a favoured player to actually replace Luke Shaw. But there has been talks of a potential swap deal between Danny Rose and Luke Shaw. But basically, Manchester United have been into a move for Danny Rose, because obviously, his future's uncertain with Tottenham Hotspur. Danny Rose's future is uncertain with Tottenham Hotspur, and there has been talks about Luke Shaw and Danny Rose's potential swap deal, but there may be a change of scenery now, because after yesterday, the performance that Luke Shaw had put out last night against CSKA Moscow was absolutely fantastic, and Jose Mourinho gave him a lot of credit. Jose Mourinho praised him. And Jose Mourinho has actually promised Luke Shaw he will get more chances in the Manchester United team. Due to his form in Manchester, he created a lot of danger. He said he was dangerous. He created a lot of dangerous situations. He contributed to his game well. And Mourinho praised him well because we know that left back position. There has not only been Luke Shaw that's been getting lack game time this season. Has been Darmian that's not been getting enough game time. Even Blind in the Premier League he's hardly played, but in the Champions League Blind has been playing quite a lot. But this is why there has been talks, of Luke Shaw and Darmian and that going because they're not getting enough game time, especially this season, under Jose Mourinho. But there may be a change now, and considering Luke Shaw's still only young, he has been linked with a move away from Old Trafford, due to the lack of game time he's been getting, since he's recovered from his injury. Hasn't been the same player since he broke his foot. But maybe Mourinho maybe now giving him that opportunity. So there may be a change. We may actually keep Luke Shaw now. Could maybe still see Darmian go. But I still think some players will go. But Luke Shaw, we paid £29 million for him from Southampton. He raised up the youth system fantastically well with Southampton. And there has been talks, of Danny Rose and Luke Shaw's potential swap deal. It did say also Newcastle, were interested in Luke Shaw. But they were only keen on getting him on a loan deal. They weren't keen on getting him permanently. But it did say, we put a price tag out of £20 million, for Luke Shaw. He's only played 32 times in the Premier League this season. He's fourth, fifth choice left back now. Manchester United is Luke Shaw, as we all know. Mourinho gave him a lot of criticism last season, as we all know. And so this season, Luke Shaw's only played twice in the Carabao Cup, and he hasn't played in the Premier League, but played in the Champions League yesterday as well, and put a fantastic performance out. Did Luke Shaw? But without a doubt, we've had different players, playing at left back position, but without a doubt, the first choice Mourinho's been going along with is Ashley Young. He's been the regular who's been playing under Mourinho at that full-back position, as we all know. He's been selecting him because he has played well this season, as Ashley Young, to be quite fair. He's another player, who's coming to an end of his current deal, but as I said, we have the option to put a further 12 months on his current contract, which will extend it to 2019, and he deserves it, to be fair to him, the way that he's played this season as Ashley Young. But we thought he was just going to be used there as a squad player, Ashley Young. But as soon as he had one good game, Mourinho started choosing him regular, and look at how he's performed. This now, could happen with Luke Shaw. This could happen with Luke Shaw. One good game. If Mourinho carries on selecting him regular, if he plays well, then there could be a change of scenery. He may not leave the club in January, but we know that there's still been talks about it. And I still think Danny Rose is a potential player to replace him because he did say he was willing to turn Chelsea down and make a move to United, because also Chelsea have been linked with Danny Rose because obviously, as I said, Sandro, they're linked with Chelsea, but also they've been interested in Danny Rose as well. But he does prefer the move to Old Trafford. He did say Tottenham are willing to offload Rose for £45 million. He says actually Jose Mourinho is convinced we can get a deal over the line for Danny Rose for £50 million in the January window as well. Danny Rose, Tottenham lost Kyle Walker back in August. This is probably why they didn't want to lose Danny Rose. We know he'd been injured for like 9-10 months with Tottenham, but I think his attacking instinct's good. I think his defensive distributions are very, very good. His Danny Rose's as well, very, very good indeed. And I would, to be fair, I would like him at Manchester United, Danny Rose. Very, very good player indeed. And he's frustrated, with Pochettino because, we're dropping him in the North London derby in the West Brom game. Ben Davies has been fulfilling Danny Rose's spot. And, Tottenham have been consistent the last 2 or 3 years. They haven't been in good form recently. They've been slipping up quite a bit. And, these players like Danny Rose and that, want to win silverware eventually, as he did explain back in August. And with Tottenham, he's not going to be guaranteed this. And there's teams out there that can also double his wages. He wasn't satisfied with the wages he was receiving back in August. And he criticised Tottenham Hotspur Football Club as well, but he did make apologies to Pochettino and then everything had been sorted out. But there's still speculation that he could leave Tottenham and he could make a move to Old Trafford as well. So we will see what happens about that. So basically, as I said, guys, the main part of this video is about Alex Sandro from Juventus. Reportedly, he's not signed a new deal. Juventus are willing to sign him a new deal. He wants to leave Juventus, reportedly, whether it be in January or in this summer. Chelsea were willing to pay £50-60 million for him back in August, but I think Juventus rated him as an £80 million player, and I think Juventus rated him as an £80 million player, and obviously Chelsea have been playing Marco Alonso at that left back position this season majority of the time. And he's a very, very good player, to be fair, Alexandro. Strong tackler, good in the air, good at going forward, defensive distribution good, attacking instinct very, very good. Very, very good player is Alexandro, especially since he's been at Juventus. He won the domestic double in his first 2 seasons with Juventus as well. Did the player, but Conte is very, very interested in the player. So Chelsea may go for him in January and offer £50 million for Alexandro. But he has confirmed he does want to leave Juventus. As well, the player has confirmed this as well. So, anyway, guys, if it's update today, drop your comments, likes, below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe. As always, take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye.